So what are these different varieties we have here? You guys, this is oxygen.
This is an oxygen bar, yeah, Airhead's oxygen bar.
Yeah.
We've got 12 different bottles, each one with essential aromatherapy oils included in natural spring water. And what it's doing is I've got a hospital-grade oxygen generator.
Yeah.
That's sucking in air,
I insist on hospital-grade.
Yeah, it's a hospital grade. And it's sucking in air and removing the nitrogen and the carbon monoxide.
Okay.
And it's compressing the oxygen about 5 times.
Good.
It's 5-to-1 compression ratio. So it's pumping out about approximately 90% pure oxygen.
You guys had a lot of takers on this?
We've been slammed for the last 3 days.
Nice. Very nice. You're not running low on oxygen, are you?
No. As long as there's air around, we can generate oxygen.
Okay. I'll swing back by and get a few lungfuls from you. Maybe fill up a bag for on the trip back. Can I fill up a bag too?
Bag of oxygen?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, excellent.
Bring as big of a bag as you want.
Excellent. Cool. Hey, Dan Olds here, and Vince, introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Vincent Briesbaugh from Fusion IO. I'm the industry manager for our performance computing group, and I'm also the product manager for the ioFX, which is our new workstation product.
Which is a Sirius PCIe attached SSD.
Yeah, we don't like to use the D part. It's a solid state, but it's not a drive.
Okay.
It's actually direct attached memory, so there's no storage, no SATA, no SAS, no RAID, no SandForce, no IndyLinks. It's just NAND flash attached natively to the PCIe bus, which means applications can use us just like they would use RAM, memory.
Oh, wow.
But it's persistent.
That's different.
So big difference, yeah. An SSD gives you, huge. An SSD gives you a latency of about 1 millisecond, and that can stack up when you add RAID controllers and all that.
That's too much latency.
This is 0.04 milliseconds.
Wow.
So you basically have something that is usable like a drive, that is persistent like an SSD, more reliable than an SSD, luckily, and with a response time that's closer to RAM. So we can do some spectacular things with these. These are already, we're OEM through IBM, HP, Dell, Supermicro. We're in the server space everywhere. But what's new is that now you can get this 420 gig card, which is a component of our solution. It also comes with the VSL, our software, which is really our IP. And then this unit runs at 1.5 gigabytes per second.
Wow.
And because there's no storage, it scales linearly. So we've got here in my little custom PC, we've got 2 of them. And these 2 are linked together, rated together, and that actually gives us 3 gigabytes per second.
So just a RAID 0 on that.
Just RAID 0 software on top, yeah.
Okay.
And then if I add 2 more, 6 gigs per second. So you can get outside of the realm of capabilities of SSDs.
Well, this is what attracted my attention. First of all, I mean, that's a beautiful display. You guys are, running how many?
Yeah, so this is 12 1080p uncompressed.
Wow.
So this is 2.8 gigabytes per second of data going from the Fusion IO cards into the GPU, and this is a live interactive. I'm going to make it shuffle. There you go. So it's a live interactive, real-time reflections, real-time transparency in the GPU.
Wow.
So this is about probably 12 times more than you'd normally do.
I don't know. I've got a seriously bad case of ADD.
Yeah.
So no, this is probably about right.
Yeah. So uncompressed 1080p. So this means that a video effects professional, someone that needs to deal with uncompressed, not H.264, not all sorts of QuickTime codecs, raw content that they're going to be noodling pixels on and compositing, they can do it.
Now, what we got to talk about
the
is
hardware.
Your traveling demo box here.
Yep.
What is the deal here? You built this yourself?
I did. So I had a little problem with airlines destroying my workstations.
Oh, yeah.
So I went out and bought the Pelican case that would fit on the overhead bin inside the system.
And that is heavy-duty, thick plastic.
Oh yeah, this can be dropped off a plane. I don't know if everything would survive, but the case would. Yeah. And then what I did is went with a motherboard. So in this case, I've got the gamer board, the Asus Rampage 4 Extreme.
Yeah.
And what I was looking for is really a Sandy Bridge to get all that speed and a lot of PCIe slots.
Okay.
And so this runs nice in here. I've got a Core i7 with liquid cooling because I don't have a good airflow on this. It's opened up.
Most suitcases aren't built for airflow, surprisingly enough.
It's not a built-in feature, yeah.
Yeah.
And we've also running an SSD in here as a boot device. So I've actually got a Corsair Force GT, great device for my OS and Office and stuff. And then I've got a Quadro 6000. I often actually put a second one in there when I need the throughput or a Tesla. And then I've got
power.
2 of my ioFX cards in here. So that's 1.5 gigabytes per second each aggregated, so 3 gigabytes per second. Again, our low latency on this. They also have some crazy 72-bit error correction. I mean, these things are bulletproof.
Wow.
I got a 1,000-watt power supply to be able to feed the 2 GPUs if I need to.
Now the GPUs have to close out when you have to come out when you close it, right?
Yeah, because I found that when you travel, the PCIe slots, even if everything's bolted in, sometimes they'll crack open.
Oh.
So what I do, which makes it nice and safe, is I actually keep them right in here behind. So I have some nice slots built in.
Nice.
I can stack my 2 ioFX cards right in here.
So you pull those out too?
Pull those out, put them right in there. I can also stack the GPU here. I can actually fit 2 in here, one over the other.
Nice.
And then I've got the mouse, and obviously my keyboard. Well, if you're familiar with Fusion IO, you know who our chief scientist is.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Is Steve Wozniak.
Yep.
So obviously I have my Woz autographed keyboard with me.
Nice.
And this is a great little Bluetooth, and also happens to be exactly the width of this case. So I can fit it right in there.
Work out perfectly.
Yep. So what's really cool about this is I can travel with it. I can go anywhere, and this thing is insanely powerful. I've actually rolled this into a theater, plugged it into the 3D theater, ran a 3D movie, and interactively adjusted it in full 2K resolution.
No kidding.
So this thing, the people I were with were from a large film studio, and they basically said,
"Well, that was pretty cool."
Yeah, they said what you're doing with your suitcase, we can't even do in our big studio. So yeah. It's pretty impressive. So it all comes from, it's all balance about performance. What's the point of having 3,000 CUDA cores and these massive GPUs and CPUs if you can't feed them?
Oh,
you know.
Yeah.
So
and what's the
that's
point
what
of
the delivery
it all
devices.
if you can't put it in an overhead bin?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Very
no
cool.
waiting. I do get some weird stares and swabs at TSA though, so that's something.
I would imagine.
That's something you
but
need
it's
to
well
deal
worth.
with.
That's a small price to pay.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Can't really use it in flight though, can you?
No, it's not very convenient. It doesn't really fit on that little tray.
Well, I'm thinking more of the power
but,
too.
maybe the next version.
Very cool. Well, thank you very much for the time. I appreciate
it's my
it.
pleasure.
Have a good one.
You too. Thanks.